Good
All right.
morning.
The Honorable Mike Lipetri. Welcome to Candidate Conversations with Skye. This is where we get to know candidates in a candid way.
I love it. Thank you so much, Skye, for having me on. Very excited for everyone to get to know me in a candid way.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you're the Honorable Mike Lipetri because you were a member of the New York State Assembly. You did run for Congress. You worked in government politics in this industry. You have a show, the famous Mike Lipetri Show.
Famous Mike Lipetri Show.
And now you're running for New York 3, that congressional seat that became very famous over the last couple years because it was vacated by Tom Suozzi, then taken over by George Santos. And now then it was Suozzi versus Mozzi. So now it's back in the hands of Tom Suozzi, and you are running for that seat.
This guy is Suozzi now versus Lipetri. I'm the Republican Party nominee. Very excited. The support of the Nassau GOP, Suffolk GOP, New York State GOP, and Queens GOP. So very excited to have the support of also both county executives, all the town supervisors. The Queens Councilwoman Vicky Palladino is all in. We're all in on this campaign, and we're ready to go to create a fresh start for the next generation.
So, wow, with everyone on your side, it seems like you're feeling pretty good about this.
I'm always going to feel good when I'm in the race. I mean, my attitude is very much, if you're going to do it, you got to believe in yourself. I believe we can make a difference. We did it as a New York State Assemblyman. Now we're going to do it as U.S. Congressman.
Okay. So listen, I know if people want to hear about your policy platform and learn more about you, they can check you out on social media. They can check out your website. But the purposes of Candidate Conversations is to talk about some of the things that aren't normally spoken about when it comes to you as a person, Mike Lipetri. So first, tell us about the origins of your name.
Yes, the origins I'm an Italian man. We're coming from an Italian family, 100% Italian. But first, before we go deeper, everyone can follow me on social media at Mike Lipetri on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, also Twitter, the Mike Lipetri. And then you can follow me, you can check out my website and follow me there at LipetriForCongress.com. So you can see all my information, but now it doesn't touch upon my Italian immigrant history with my great-grandfather immigrated from Sicily to come into the United States. And what was so cool about him, Skye, which people don't know this, is he lived through 3 centuries, my great-grandfather. He was born in the 19th century, lived through the entire 20th century, and passed away in the 21st century. Is that crazy?
So how old was he? Over 100?
He was 101, about to turn 102 years old.
Beautiful.
Isn't that the coolest thing ever, though? Who lives through 3 centuries? Like, oh, yeah, I was born in the 19th century, and then I just passed away in the 21st. Like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, and think about the 20th century, too. I mean, you saw everything. So this guy immigrated from Sicily, comes to New York City, creates a life for them, my grandparents, who then come over into Long Island and then have my parents and myself. And it's been a wonderful legacy where the Lipetri name really means Lipetri, meaning the stones. So meaning that, do I have the stones to run and win Congress? And the answer is hell yeah. Of course I do. And that's what people want nowadays. They want the authentic, real person that understands policy, can focus on a vision for the future. But at the same time, you gotta recognize that we're still all humans. We still all have to work together. We have to generate solutions and be aware. But I'm gonna call it like I see it. And if people are breaking this country apart and dividing us through policies, then I'm gonna be the one to step up, because there's nothing worse than somebody who smiles at your face and stabs you in your back, like what my opponent does for this congressional seat. Now I'm stepping in to make sure we have the real authentic guy that's gonna do what's right and say it like it is. So that's my background as an Italian man. I'd never back down, and I'm going full forward, full offense on this campaign. I can't wait.
Right. So speaking of authenticity, what's more authentic than asking you, Mike Lipetri, what were you like in high school?
Oh, big athlete. I love playing baseball. I was a 4-hitter, baby. Clean up, boom. That was my style. My grandfather actually played for the Philadelphia Phillies as a major league pitcher. He was a poor guy from Brooklyn, had a cannon for an arm, and then ended up going to tryouts and got picked up by the Phillies going through the minor leagues. He actually roomed with Satchel Paige during the minor leagues, which the guy was aces, and then went over to play for the Phillies. My dad played college ball, so naturally for me, I love getting involved in playing baseball, and for me, baseball was life. And I loved it. I loved the competition. I loved winning. I loved also growth. I think that's so like pivotal, is that sports teaches you the ability to persevere. So even in the face of losing, you have a bad game, the next day you got to pick it up, you got to play, you got to go hard, and you got to make it, you got to realize it's a fresh start. So just like this campaign, it's got to be a fresh start. But I was a guy that was so much focused on baseball and school, and a lot of times too, I always enjoyed trying to be building up my athleticism. So I played in multiple different sports, but baseball was a focus. Played golf as well. But overall, growing up, I always played soccer, basketball, football, you name it. So it's always good to have that versatility and diversity in athleticism.
And what about your athleticism today? Do you have time for athleticism on this campaign trail?
No, I want to so badly, especially go to like maybe a golf simulator. I know it's cold right now, or when it goes, but that'd be nice just to take a night where you can go just hit some golf balls and play. I know different simulators, you can play the actual courses, which for people at home, if you're looking to get better at golf, don't go just to the driving range. You should go to these simulators because it mimics your actual game. Because many people, when they go to the driving range, they're just hitting the same club and ball 30 times, and that's not how the game works. You only get one swing. You only get one shot, Skye. You gotta make it count.
What about Topgolf?
Topgolf is good because they have the choice of both, where you can play at the range or you can play the course. But it's different because when you get to the putting part, you got to chip in, as opposed to some simulators all over the island. You can actually putt and practice your putting ability. Putting's important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's it. You drive for show, you putt for dough, as the saying goes. So that's the difference of the better people. They're the best putters.
Okay. Now, yeah. Mike, what would you say is your favorite quality about yourself as a person, as a candidate overall?
Oh, my favorite quality is 100% my authenticity. It's who I am. So how I'm voting, how I vote. I used to do this in the state assembly, is I used to actually educate my constituents on, hey, this is the bill that came out. I voted yes for these reasons. I voted no for these reasons. But this is the bill itself. So these are my reasons why. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But I want to showcase at least where it's going through my mindset. Because I think it's owed to constituents. They need to know why you're voting this way. You're just doing it because you're told, or you're doing it because you actually are reading the bills, right? I mean, you remember the old days of Nancy Pelosi's, will read it after they vote for it. It's like, that doesn't really work, right? That's not how people vote for us. They want to have it where you're actually reading the bills and you know what's in it, and that's why you're going to vote for it or against it. So I always love educating my voters exactly why I'm doing things and where I stand on certain issues and certain subject matters. So it's always my biggest strength is my authenticity, and then my focus on doing what's right for the people. You always got to do what's right, not what's easy.
And I know, your opponent going into this, Tom Suozzi, when we think about him, he has a lot of experience in this role. And when we think about you, your biggest strength being authenticity, when we think of voters, what do you think as far as, do voters vote for experience or do they vote for authenticity?
Well, they vote for, if you have both like I do, that's the key. See, my opponent, so he has bad experience. So when you vote to fund sanctuary cities, when you want to advocate for the repeal of Title 42, which has caused this whole entire border crisis, when you tell illegal immigrants how to evade ICE, that's usually not really good for the district, and people don't like that. When you stab police in the back and vote to repeal their qualified immunity, people don't like that. But then you have me, who actually rode along with ICE, made sure to actually deport those who were illegal immigrants who were committed disgusting crimes such as sex crimes in the district, or for example, one was wanted by murder, one was wanted by Interpol for murder. We actually rode along with these law enforcement officers and got these different disgusting criminals out of this district. That's important. I was #1 supporter for law enforcement during my tenure in the assembly when people like Tom Suozzi turned their back on it. And see, for me, I think that's what people want, is that experience, and they want the Stones to stay and do what's right. See that full circle, Skye?
Yeah,
that's how we do it.
Yeah, you're good at that.
But ultimately, that's what's really important, is that you have both the experience, authenticity, and that's why I'm coming as a next generation to show, hey, the past 30 years where Tom Suozzi has been county executive and other positions, during that time, quality of life has gone down and cost of living has gone up. So I think it's time for a change.
All right, I like that.
And that's what people are looking at ultimately. They want someone that's just going to be able to, let's go out to play a game and we can hang out. I'll tell you exactly what's happening. Go to the bar. I was just at the bar with a couple of people, a couple of constituents. They invited me over and they said, hey, come out, watch the NCAA game. So I was at a couple of events talking about various issues affecting the district, specifically on affordability and specifically on law and order. And then I went on over and met them and watched the NCAA championship game. So it was great just to talk to them and see how UConn was going to do. And, UConn prevailed. I wish it was closer, but it is what it is. I mean, you always want a close game. But it was that's what people want from a representative. I mean, that is thereby the definition, right? Someone who represents me, who can talk to me, think like how I do, and most importantly, be able to have that dialogue. We're missing dialogue today. People, for some reason, are too scared to talk with the other side, whether it be Republican, Democrat, independent, blank. I don't care. I'll talk to you. I may disagree with you on certain subject matters, or I may agree with you on tons of subject matters. But it is what it is. I had a Democrat voter who came up to me and she was saying, she's like, I'm a Democrat. I don't know if I'm gonna vote for you. I was like, well, tell me what's important to you. She told me what's important to you. I told her my ideas, and a lot of it, she goes, okay, I agree with a lot of that. I said, maybe you and I agree with more than you think. So next time, before you rush to judgment, why don't you have that conversation first? Have that dialogue. We need dialogue again in the House of Representatives. We need to have those conversations, and somebody like myself isn't afraid to have conversations because I'm ultimately open to always hearing both sides of the aisle. You can't have it where it's just my side or your side. That just creates tribalism, that creates division, and you have to have it where I'm going to call you out if I think that your policies have created problems, but at the same time, I'm going to applaud you if you have policies that have been helpful. That's what government is. Ultimately, you have to generate solutions for us, the people. Got to make life better, and that's what I'm here for.
That's right. I like it a lot. Last and final question, Mike Lipetri, you're a lifelong Long Islander. What is your favorite thing about Long Island?
Oh, I love the diversity of opportunities. That is what Long Island people preach about, right? If I want to go to a pizza shop on the corner, I can just have a slice of pizza, hang out, have great food. Or if I want to do something super classy, we can go over into the city where I can go for a nice Broadway show with a nice eclectic dinner, find something unique, maybe a speakeasy downtown or something like that. And then maybe on the weekend, if I want to go out east, you can go over and go to the shooting range or driving range. So you play some golf or go shoot some shotguns and skeet shooting. So there's a whole host of things. You got the beaches, of course, people love. You got the parks, which tons of my family members, by the way, Skye, all my family members are like, you got to protect our parks. It's like, I know.
We know you love Long Island public parks.
You got those parks. So I was like, I got you. We'll protect those parks. All right. I got you. So I laugh with that, but so many different opportunities. That's what people want. They want to stay here, Skye. You just got to make it where it's affordable so they can, where it's opportunities so they can live and create a family. So it makes it easier where government's putting more money in your pocket rather than taking it out of your pocket. You want to have it where you're cultivating more and more and more of that support for people to grow and prosper, as opposed to the opposite, where people are looking at it saying, it's just so parasitic where I just keep having everything taken from me and I'm left holding the bag. No more. My generation, we're not sitting on the sidelines anymore. We're going to make sure to step up. We're going to make sure to lead these decisions, and we're going to make sure we're going to be a part of them. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
All right. We will look forward and pay attention to your race. The Honorable Mike Lipetri, running for Congress, New York 3, Long Island. Thank you.
Thank you.